I was once a proponent of running your guns completely bone stock because at the end of the day, if you suck, you really do suck. But after a little thought, adding a new trigger to my rifle may not make me a better shooter, but Jesus, this feels nice. Now, mil-spec triggers may not be the sexiest or Gucciest thing to have on your rifle, but I feel like if you train with the mil-spec trigger enough, you can definitely run it as fast and as good as anybody else with the aftermarket trigger. Take Mojo for example. Mojo shoots his mil-spec triggers like it's a fucking $1 million trigger, and he runs the shit out of them. But sometimes you want to feel sexy, and I wanted to feel a little sexy, kinda. Primary Arms had a sale at the beginning of April for Geissele's SD3G trigger. It's a super dynamic 3-gun trigger, originally $245, but I got it on sale for $189 before shipping. And actually a couple days ago for the Memorial Day sale, they had it on sale for $169 before shipping. Consumerism got me again, because I'm not one to buy things that are on sale, but I had to make an exception for this one. Now, the only reason I bought this trigger because I actually shot it before, and I really liked it on this person's rifle that I shot it on. Now, if you remember, I said at the beginning of April was when they had the sale. I got it about a week later, and I didn't install it until about a month after I got it. Once I installed it after a month, I realized I may have been sleeping on this trigger. I was genuinely pissed I waited so long to install it. I'm not a gunsmith at all. YouTube, please don't ban me. I'm not a proponent of people doing gunsmith stuff if they don't know what the fuck they're doing, but installing a trigger is not that hard. All you really need is a couple punches and some patience because it might work your nerves just a little bit. But since YouTube is such a great fucking place, you can definitely go on YouTube and find somebody making an install on the trigger that's very similar to it. It took me around 20 minutes to install the trigger after watching one of the YouTube videos I found by Redeem Team. He installed one of the SDE triggers, which is very similar to the Geissele SD3G trigger. Most of the Geissele triggers are very similar, so the installations kind of cross over between the triggers. And honestly, it just takes a little bit of patience. If you aren't patient enough to install the trigger, you might want to rethink your life. I installed it with the 4.5 pound spring included. I didn't use the 3.5 because I don't think I need it to be that light, especially for what I'm going to be using it for, which is the axe matches and tactical rifle shooting. So 3.5 is included, but I will highly suggest trying the 4.5 before you swap to the 3.5. Now, I cannot tell you all the specs of this trigger, the angles and diameter of the buttons and the screws and shit like that. I just like to shoot things. I took it to my local range, which is T-Rex Arms in Belleville, Michigan. And man, when I say I am upset, I am mad as hell that I waited this long to install this trigger.
Grouping is very good. When you are shooting, you stay consistent all over the place.
It really makes your rifle feel like a brand new rifle. I did dry fire it a couple times after installation just to see what the break and the reset was like, and there's a very noticeable tactile difference when it comes to this trigger versus a mil-spec trigger. But where I really noticed a difference at was in my double taps. It actually made me kind of nervous how fast I can get 2 shots off with this trigger. And I wish I was lying, but no joke, somebody thought I was shooting a binary trigger in the range.
You run the binary?
Nah, it's a new trigger I installed.
Yeah, okay, sound like the binary, like you freaking, okay.
Nah, it's a single trigger.
This is probably the most expensive thing I have in this rifle. And I know people are probably going to hate on me for putting makeup on a pig and having a trigger that costs just about half as much as the rifle, but I do plan on putting this trigger into a new lower when I get enough money to upgrade. But for now, I just wanted to experience what it was like. Plus, it was a good deal, so let me be a consumer for a little bit. Now, I would say go buy one and try it yourself, but I cannot tell you what to do. But if I had to, I would highly recommend you to go get one and try it out yourself. Or maybe try out any of the cheaper Geissele options. I hear a lot of the triggers are very nice from Geissele. Or just keep running the mil-spec one. Be humble like everyone else and run the shit out of your mil-spec trigger. That was my goal when I first started shooting. I kind of wanted to be that guy just ran shit as it was normal. I wanted to be the one that stood out and not spend all my money on Gucci shit and really nice cool stuff. But the more and more I shot, I realized that some of the Gucci stuff isn't necessary, but it's definitely fun to use. I definitely keep you guys updated on how the rifle shoots in my upcoming matches. Let me know how you feel about the setup. This microphone is kind of new to me. I kind of like using this microphone for things like this, and I'm doing a series on my Instagram where I dry fire for 90 days straight. So if you could check out my Instagram and check out those videos, I really appreciate it as well. If you like the content, make sure you like and subscribe and stay along on my competition shooting journey. I just want to place higher and higher whenever I go shoot matches. So check out the last video. I'll be shooting a couple more matches in the next coming months. Hoping to do a lot better in those. So I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.